Day 16. I am feeling inspired to take another crack at getting the LED visual feedback on my video synth to work. And after last night, where I was sort of like going back through some old sets and looking for material I might want to try to like reintegrate or update, I might take a shot at trying to like compile the things I've made into a rough structure of a live set. So that would be pretty exciting, I think. Then we'll be able to start to see like the shape of the overall performance come together. However, if I get stuck with the LEDs, I might pivot into trying to get the encoders to work, or I might just do a sewing project instead. So let's see what happens. So I spent some time trying to get this fab LED library to work. I don't think it's going to work with the RP2040 though. So I did a little more digging, and remember the alternatives to this were I could add a second board inside the video synthesizer, thanks for the thumbs up, that is responsible for managing the LEDs, or I could try upgrading from the 2040 to the 2350 and use a different microcontroller that has more capacity to do stuff, including video and LEDs. So it has been out of stock at Adafruit, but I found a supplier in Canada that has some. So I bought 3 of those from this Canadian company, and I'm gonna try, I think it has the same layout and everything, so I think I can pretty much just drop it in to this circuit I've already been working on, and hopefully we can just continue from there. It is going to be sort of a delay though. I think it's gonna arrive like late next week probably, which is kind of a bummer. But I think I can continue trying to get the encoders to work. I can continue making cool patterns and like adding sequencer features. I just can't do any of the visual feedback stuff until I get these new parts in. And I also probably can't really do any enclosure stuff until I get these new parts in. Or maybe I could start designing it, but I also got like a little extension thing for the USB-C port and an extension for the HDMI port so that I can like mount them in the side of the enclosure. So I don't know. I think I still have stuff I can do, but I think this is also a good opportunity to like, I don't have any deadlines for this, right? It's just, I'm doing this project for fun. I think it would have been satisfying to like finish it by the end of art month, and maybe that's possible, but I don't want to stress about it. So I think that it could also be nice to just sort of do what I can with the parts that I have, and then maybe I'll sort of change course and do some sewing projects or something next week. And obviously I still have a lot of music stuff to do. So, yeah, I think that's my update for now. Okay, technically it's the next day. It's Thursday, the 14th, but I went to bed early last night before I got a chance to record videos showing the things that I did yesterday. So I wanted to just give an update on that before I declare it to be day 17. I can't believe it's day 17 already, what the hell? Yesterday, I made some exciting progress on the video synth, and I made some exciting progress on my live set. So I want to talk about each of those. I finally went through and compiled the first pass of material that I want to use in my 60-minute live set. And into kind of here. But some of these are new things that I've made over the past couple weeks. Some of these are things from previous live sets. And I went through the very tedious process of copying them from one project to another in my Syntact. So I've got them all copied into my new 60-minute live set project. I don't know what order I'm going to play them in. Some of them are still sort of like seeds of a track. Like maybe they have like a minute or 2 minutes of interesting stuff, and I want it to be more like 4 or 5 minutes. So I have to like, maybe that's creating a B section, maybe that's like adding some expression with my little MIDI controller, maybe that's, you know, like adding some evolution into it. But I feel like all of these are like close enough that I can start doing the next phase of work on them, which is like polishing, expanding, you know, making it more interesting, making sure it's like cohesive, figuring out the transitions and stuff. So I'm going to play you a short sample of all, I think, 14 of the tracks that are potentially going to make up my live set. So yeah, that's 14 songs. And then I need to come up with an intro and outro, and if each of those is like 4-ish minutes, that's an hour. So I have to just make sure that like each of those has enough sort of capacity to be like interesting and evolve over that time, and that I like can find an order and like progression for them to both in like tempo and tone feel like a smooth kind of arc over the course of an hour. So feeling very excited about that, because I think for a long time I've been in this state of like wanting to do a longer performance, but being in this abstract kind of like I need to write more, you know, I need to like learn more techniques, it feels good to like have a set of content that I feel like this could be polished up into a longer set. The other thing I want to talk about is my video synth. So with the video synth, I've been working more on the sequencer code. And again, the way that this works is 8 steps. Each step can have different layers active. All right, so this is step 1, step 5, step 2, we'll put some cool triangles. So you can sort of set up a sequence of stuff. So you're seeing like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, no visual feedback, although I do think I found a solution for that. But if we stop the sequence here, okay, so we're on step 1. So that means that each step is keeping track of which of the 16 layers is active for that step. But to make a video sequencer interesting, we have to not only keep information about which layers we're seeing, but parameters affecting those layers. So let's say we have a layer that draws a square. In the future, I'm going to have a bunch of knobs that let you control like the position of the square, the size of the square, the color of that square. I haven't done the knobs yet, but I did add a randomization button, so I can hold this and then press any layer and it'll randomize the properties of that layer. So the background color or this square color or what have you. So let's say we want to do like 4 steps of like dark background, light square. We can turn off the triangles, randomize the background color until we get a dark one. Turn on the square, light square, dark background, light square, dark background, light square. So now we have some variations like that. And then for this one, let's do light background, dark square. So one's pretty light, that one's dark, light, dark, light. Just trying to get one in the bottom half. Dark, light, dark. Okay. So now if we play it, so now every step has information about which layers should be visible, and then also a set of like parameters controlling those layers. And that was kind of tricky to figure out, but I think it's gonna be cool. So then in the future, what you'll be able to do is like go to a step, hold a layer, change some parameters, hold a different layer, change some parameters, all while the sequencer is still running. And then you can like have a nice kind of continuous live experience while you're making changes. And yeah, I think it'll be good. Like this feels like an animation, you know? Very exciting progress yesterday. So that's going to conclude the day 16 video, and then I will start the day 17 video.